Sex work is never going to stop. So how do we make it safe?
We can't make it safe. The very existence of the commercial sex industry is a marketplace for women, essentially being raped for profit.
Sex work is my most proudest achievement. It's where I get my energy from, where I get my joy from. I'm not just there to give a sexual service, I'm there to be a therapist, to be a companion. There's so much more to sex work than just sex.
I work for a public policy charity called CARE as their Human Trafficking and Sexual Exploitation Policy Officer. I don't believe that women should be bought and sold. I don't believe that women should be used for sex, and I think that women are made for purpose and not for purchase.
What if it's their choice? The only things we see about sex workers are negative, that it's like pimps in TV and films and it's all about money and violence, and that's only a small percentage. If sex work all of a sudden was decriminalized and it was okay to talk about, then we would feel freer to talk about it before anything bad happened.
Decriminalisation would lay out a welcome mat to sex traffickers who would see a business opportunity. These women aren't marketed any differently. You don't go onto a site and see, okay, you're here by choice or you're here as a result of coercion. I think that the term sex worker actually legitimises and endorses what can be a really harmful and exploitative industry. So I generally try to talk about people in prostitution.
What I don't know if I agree with is the term prostitution. Just the way that stigma and stereotypes see prostitutes. We're not prostitutes, we are sex workers. Sex work is the umbrella term for people on the streets, people on their webcams at home, to people selling pictures and videos, and it doesn't have to be for money, it can be for exchange of goods.
Whenever you were younger and you thought, oh, whenever I grow up I want to do X, Y and Z, did you think that you wanted to go into prostitution?
It wasn't something I was like, Mummy, I would like to be a sex worker. It wasn't something I was aware of back then, and if I was aware of it, it was definitely negative. When I was at university, I was posting nudes of myself, and I recognised as an exhibitionist that was something that I enjoyed, again, secretively, and it wasn't until I grew up and realised it was something that was my choice.
Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you just think, I need an exit? Or have you experienced violence?
I'm very lucky and very privileged in that I haven't experienced any trauma or violence, but I have the opportunity to turn down a situation if I do not deem it safe.
But what about the women who just don't have that luxury?
It's different for people who are being sex trafficked. It's a completely different area. We can tackle that together. We can make it a safe space to openly point the fingers at people that are doing the wrongdoing, because there are. We can't hide from that. Horrible people out there using it for the wrong reasons.
But they're able to use it for the wrong reasons because the industry itself exists.
What can we do? We can't stop sex work. Sex work is never going to stop. So how do we make it safe?
We can't make it safe. Prostitution in and of itself is inherently harmful. The very existence of the commercial sex industry is a marketplace for women. They're essentially being raped for profit.
You're amazing, by the way, and I have learned so much. Taking away from today, I really want to speak out more openly about sex traffickers and the people that are negatively impacted by sex work.
I think you are in a great position. You have a great platform to use your voice to speak for the vulnerable women who are being exploited. It's so important that my engagement with policy is informed by people who it will ultimately impact. And whilst we are very much coming from opposite ends of the debate, I think this has been a really worthwhile conversation.
It's really made me more aware that sex work isn't just me in my little bubble enjoying myself. There is still a dark side to sex work, and that I need to bring out and talk about more.
Reid's viewpoint does represent a minority. Ultimately, we need to be listening to the voices of those who are exploited in the industry.
I would rather be pro-sex work, but I think I'm going to take a lot more care and pay a lot more attention to those who maybe are less fortunate than me, less privileged than me.
I would rather be anti-exploitation and contribute to a society in which women are valued and where women are made for purpose and not for purchase.